We're in. Right, okay, so here's Harry from the Handful store, going to discuss the intricacies of the Nuance specs and tips on battery life, which is very important and a big issue at the moment as far as refunds are concerned. So over to you then, Harry.
Hi guys, my name's Harry Butterfield. I work at the Handforth store and the Winslow store. I've had my Nuance since the beginning of July. I really like them. I think they're great glasses, and they've helped me in situations where I've been in a restaurant or a pub and I don't have to struggle anymore when I'm out with my wife or friends and stuff in conversation. So it is literally just like those films that we watched on Leonardo and stuff. It works really, really well. So some of the stuff about batteries, I've sold a few of these glasses, but I'm really upfront about people with them, especially since I've had them myself. One of the things I tell people right off the bat is carry a battery bank with you with a cable and your charger, so that if your glasses do go down, you can take them off for a little bit and charge them up for a bit, say during lunch or taking a break or a rest or something like that. I do that at work because I find the more I play with my glasses, the more I go between modes, it uses energy up. And I think the batteries in it are small and they don't hold a great deal of energy. Cycling them on and off takes somewhere between what I have figured roughly about 2 or 3% of the battery life. So if you keep turning them on and off, on and off, on and off, during one cycle of the battery, it'll take up a fair bit. So let people know that. How I get the most length or most life out of my batteries is when I come to work, and because they're my sales tool as well. I come to work, I put them on frontal mode, I turn them on, and I try not to play with them too much. I can get between 7 and 8 hours of constant use out of them if I don't touch them or don't play with them too much once I turn them on. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things on the app that I've learned and some stuff that's not covered in the Leonardo training that helps both with the sound quality but also with battery life. So if you take a look at the app here.
Okay, let's go to the top. That's better on the
Okay, so we have background noise. If you have heightened, it's amplifying all the background noise, and it'll sound really tinny like you're in a box, but it also uses more battery life because it's amplifying all the ambient noise. I keep mine on lower. I get a better hearing experience out of it. The other thing is you've got some things under the menu button, and if I go to settings, and I have one called My Own Voice, and this is the signal processing from what I understand or what I've learned. And how much, so when you do the counting to 20, the glasses are learning your voice. So I can have it on some voice where I'm getting some of my voice fed back, and I can do it all the time. And that sounds, for me, it sounds really weird. And it gets really intense. But also, this uses more battery life. So I keep mine on no feedback, so I don't hear any of my own voice in it. If I go back here, these are the presets for the volume. So you know when you press the volume or the on-off key, you can go 1, 2, 3. Well, you have 5 different settings from low to high, and you can have a low range, which is 1, 2, 3, a default range, which is 2, 3, 4, or the high range, which is 3, 4, 5, with 5 being the highest. 5, unless you have moderate hearing loss, I find 5 to be very loud. I keep mine on the default 1, 2, 3, and usually on the 3. And I can hear very, very well all the time with it. Plus, I think it saves a little bit on the battery because it's less signal processing. Personal calibration, again, this is what I talked about. Your customers, your patients need to go home and calibrate it in their environment. The last time I did it was on the 26th of August. I'm due to do it again because my environment, my home environment has changed. Okay, so those are just some tips. I'm going to go back to here. One other thing, and I'd like to hear from the Nuance people if this actually is true, but what I find is if I go into a room and I say scan, it scans the sounds in the room, but my glasses change. So if there's less background noise, my glasses calm down. If I'm in a noisy environment, it cancels more of the background noise for me. So that's just a kind of a little tidbit that would be interesting to hear. The other thing is I use A because I have uniform hearing loss. If I put it on B, this is the mild sloped hearing loss where the high frequency is now boosted and the low frequency is taken down. But for me, it rings too much. My wife can actually, she's got high frequency hearing loss, and this works better for her. So A is uniform mild. C and D are for moderate, but they are going to use more energy out of the glasses because there is more amplification. And again, there's our all around, and this is our frontal. So just to review a couple of things, you probably want to let your patients know, get a battery bank and carry a charger and a cable with you so that if you need to, you can charge them on the fly when you're out and about. Once you have them set up, keep them in frontal mode because that's where it's the most useful, and then don't play with them. Don't tweak them or don't be turning them on and off or switching between modes because it uses more energy when you do that and cuts your battery life. Anyway, I hope those kind of tips helped. We have a little crib sheet that we put together here, and yeah, I hope that helps, and let's sell some more of these things because they're actually pretty darn good glasses. See you guys, bye.
Thanks, Harry.